So you're thinking about a master's in the UK for 2026? Awesome. But before you get lost in university rankings and course descriptions, we need to talk about something really important: the money. What's the actual cost? Today, we're going to break down every single expense, from tuition all the way to visas, to give you the real, no-nonsense budget you're going to need. Let's just dive right in.
I talk to a lot of students and parents, and there's this number that always comes up: 15, maybe 18 lakh rupees. It's this magic figure that everyone seems to think a UK master's costs. It's been floating around for, well, years. But here's the thing: as we look towards 2026, can you actually still do it for that price? Is that even realistic anymore?
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off right now. For 2026, that number, it's a myth. It's completely out of date. The costs have gone up, and they've changed quite a bit. So in this breakdown, I'm going to show you the real numbers. We're talking about the exact figures that UK immigration demands, so you can plan properly and avoid any, horrible surprises when it's time to show your funds. All right, let's start with the big one. The single biggest piece of the puzzle and the largest chunk of your budget is definitely going to be your tuition fees. Now, this is where things can get a little tricky because the costs vary a lot. So it's super important to get a handle on the different tiers. So take a look at this. The range is just huge, right? On the low end, you could be looking at about £9,000, but on the high end, it can easily shoot past £35,000 or even more. We can kind of break it down into three tiers. First, you have your budget options from about 9K to 15K. These are often for specific courses or universities. Then you have the standard tier, which is where most master's degrees fall. Think 15K to 25K. And finally, for those top tier premium universities or really specialized degrees like an MBA, you're easily looking at 25K and way, way up. The main thing to remember here is pretty simple. The university and course you pick will be the #1 driver of your total cost. It's that significant. Okay, so once you've figured out a rough idea for your tuition, we can't stop there. We've got to add in all the other costs, the ones that are totally mandatory. These are the non-negotiables that every single international student has to pay. We're talking about your living expenses and all the fees that come with the visa process. And where you choose to study makes a huge difference to your bank account. The UK government actually has a set rule for this. They tell you the minimum amount of money you need to prove you have for your monthly living costs. So if you're studying anywhere outside London, you need to show you have about £1,171 per month. But if your dream university is in London, that number jumps up to £1,529 a month. I mean, that's a pretty big difference, and trust me, it really, really adds up over a year.
Right, so these monthly amounts bring us to a super important term you absolutely have to know: maintenance funds. Now, this isn't just a suggestion for your budget. No, this is a strict visa requirement. You have to prove you have the total living cost for 9 months sitting in your bank account. That's £10,539 if you're outside London, or a hefty £13,761 if you're in London. And here's the crucial part: that money has to be in your account untouched for 28 consecutive days right before you submit your visa application. It's a hard rule. There's no way around it.
Next, we've got the actual visa application fee. This one's pretty simple. It's a one-time payment you make when you submit your application. Right now, that's going to set you back £524. And we're not done yet. There's another big one: the Immigration Health Surcharge, or IHS. It costs £776 per year, and basically this is what gives you access to the UK's amazing National Health Service, the NHS. But here's what you really need to know. You have to pay this whole amount right at the beginning when you apply for your visa. It's not something you can pay in installments. Okay, so we've looked at tuition, living costs, visa fees, health surcharge, all the little pieces. Now for the moment of truth. Let's add it all up and see what the total realistic budget actually looks like for 2026. So here it is, all laid out. If you're studying outside London, once you combine a typical tuition fee with living costs and all the visa fees, you're looking at a total budget somewhere between, let's say, £21,000 and £37,000. In rupees, that's roughly 20 to 36 lakh. But if you've got your heart set on London, well, that number goes up a lot. You're looking at a range of £30,000 to £50,000. That's a whopping 30 to 50 lakh rupees. Forget the old numbers. These are the figures you need to be planning with. Okay, wow. After seeing those big numbers, I know what you're thinking. Is it actually worth it? Is spending all that money a good idea? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? So let's stop talking about cost for a minute and start talking about value, your return on investment, or ROI. I mean, seriously, this is the question that keeps students and their parents up at night. You're about to make a massive financial commitment. So how on earth do you get a return on that 30, 40, even 50 lakh rupee investment? What's the game plan to make it all pay off in the end? Well, the biggest part of the answer is this: the graduate visa. This is an absolute game changer. It's your official ticket to stay and work in the UK for 2 years after you finish your master's. Think about it. That's your golden window of opportunity to get incredible international work experience, build a network, and, of course, start earning a UK salary to pay back that investment. But, and this is a big but, that ROI isn't just handed to you on a silver platter. It's not guaranteed. It really depends on the smart choices you make from the very beginning. What course are you picking? How employable is that degree? What skills do you actually have? Which city are you in? And how good is your university's career support? All of these things are so important. It's not enough to just get the degree. You have to be thinking like a strategist about your career from day one. Now, I know the total cost can feel a bit overwhelming, but the good news is there are some really smart ways to cut it down. We already talked about the biggest one. Simply choose a city that isn't London. That alone can save you a fortune. Also, apply for scholarships and apply early. Don't forget, you can legally work part-time for up to 20 hours a week while you study. And of course, sharing your accommodation is a classic way to slash your rent costs. Every single one of these things can chip away at that total, saving you lakhs. So, now you have the real numbers and some great strategies to manage them. What's the logical next step? Well, it's all about making a personalized plan. This is way too important to just guess or hope for the best. Here's the most important piece of advice I can give you. Please, don't just start applying to universities blindly. You need a real strategy. You need a plan that connects your academic background, your career ambitions, and, most importantly, your actual budget to the right university and the right course for you. Getting a personalized evaluation is really the key to getting this right. And if you're ready to take that next step and you want some help figuring all this out with a personalized evaluation, we're here for you. It's super simple. Just send a WhatsApp with the word UK to this number, 9392-211-2866. We'll take a look at your profile, your budget, and what you want to achieve, and we can help you find the best and most affordable options that fit you perfectly. A little bit of proper planning right now can make all the difference for your success down the road.